fanboy, 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 fanboy.
Thief 2014 freaking absolutely stinks. Oh God, we got an actual new Thief game, but guess what? I'm gonna give you a guess as to how well this game fared. Is it good? Is it positive? Or is it really, really negative and this game is garbage? Obviously, it's terrible. Alright, I mean, what else what else should we expect? This new Thief game, Thief 2014 or Thief 4? You know, it's just called Thief, first of all. It's just called Thief. That's it. Like you know, I really am sick of this idiotic trend that every time they rehash and bring back an old franchise or something from like 10 plus years ago, and then it's a sequel or even like a reboot or something, they just use the same exact title that the first game was called or the older game was called, and they just use that same name. Whether it's Thief or Killer Instinct on the Xbox One or Need for Speed or anything. It doesn't get any more pathetic than that, because you know that it's an attempt to cash in on the name. They don't numerically number it. They don't even have a subtitle. It's just Thief. But that's just the first sign of the problem. You know that's a problem when that happens, but yeah, this was developed by Eidos Montreal, which is probably the most overrated, terrible, you know, regional developer out of Canada. Canada, you gotta be kidding me. Canada making games. Published by Square Enix. It's a revival of the cult classic Thief series of stealth games, and this one is the fourth game. Came out for the PC, PS3, PS4, 360, the Xbox One, and when we get to the scores, you're gonna be like, of course. Like, came out in February 25th, 2014, so came out today, the 25th, in North America, anyway, and you know, they announced this back in 2009. You know, they've announced it like 5 years ago. And supposedly, you know, it's gonna be Thief 4, but taking a look at some of the scores here, oh my God, a 6.3 user score. It's got a 70 on the metascore on the PS4. So the PS4 version has a 70 metascore out of 100 and 6.3 user score. I mean, of course, I'm surprised it's not even lower than that. Garrett, the master thief, emerges from the shadows into the city in this brutal place where the Baron's watch spreads a rising tide of fear and oppression. His skills are the only thing he can count on. Even the most cautious citizens and the best blah, blah, blah. That's me snoring. That's me sleeping. You can just picture the Z's coming from my nose. The Z's that. I mean, look at all the negative feedback from the people. Let's take a look at what the fans had to say, what the gamers had to say. Bellino P, or Bellino P, gave it a 1. A 1. You must be kidding me. First, they got rid of the original voice actor, which should have been a sign that they did not know what they were doing. I wonder if any of the people that designed this game ever played the original PC game. It had open levels that did not constrain the game. If you had height in a game, there should be a fear of falling, and not even to include jumping is the dumbest idea I've ever seen. I can't believe they effed up a classic. Yeah, I mean, these idiots that developed this and the people that brought this back, these morons have absolutely zero clue. Because Thief started out in the late 90s as a stealth classic. It was like one of the best stealth games ever, and innovated and basically made that stealth thing, especially that first-person stealth mechanic, and made it incredibly popular. It made it really cool on that level on the PC. So once again, a classic PC series basically being gutted and being destroyed in 2014, in the 2010s, bringing back something from the 90s and just completely absolutely wrecking it and ruining it, and this pathetic generation of rehashing something that should have been, man, it's not a surprise. Barris B gave it a 6. Amazing graphics, but it fails to deliver in everything else. I am speaking as a 38-year-old video game veteran. I played every stealth or action stealth game out there, including both of the earlier Thief games. I really had high hopes about this because of the Thief material and the fact that Square Enix will be publishing. Really, Square Enix? Are you an idiot? I mean, seriously, dude? Square Enix, you're excited that it was being published by the crappiest publisher ever that haven't had a decent hit in the past 10 years? We're talking about Square Enix here. They have a much more negative reputation now. I mean, because I think it's because you're 38 years old, you might be still living in the past. This is not, 15 years, this is not the 90s anymore. It's not 15 years ago, this is not 1997, 1998 anymore. Square, as we used to know it, is done. In the 90s, they're finished. They started to suck like 10 plus years ago, with the whole Final Fantasy rehashes and their garbage games and really crap games like, the thing with the Disney, what's that Disney crap? Kingdom Hearts, garbage. It's absolute trash. Just trash. Square Enix, what a joke. Yeah, obviously you're disappointed. It's a linear game. It feels like a stealth COD. Yeah, but I mean, see, that's the problem with a 38-year-old gaming veteran like you. And not to put you on the spot too much, but you have to catch up. You have to understand this generation, this current 2014 generation of gaming. Get it through your head, man. Alright? You have to understand that this generation is just full of crap garbage, and you have to realize the way that things are done these days is not the same as it was 15 years ago. They don't handle classic franchises with the same care, the same effort, the same level of prestige, the same level of passion. There's no passion in this current gen. It's just, let's make money off the old franchises. Let's make some cash. Let's rehash something that's old, bring it back so we can make an extra quick buck out of it. And get with the times, man. Get with the times. You have to understand, this is that generation of making money, rehashing franchises. Always be wary. That's what I am. Learning to deal with this over the past 10 years is like, I even though I'm much younger than you, I know more and I know what to expect. So, I mean, of course this was gonna suck. What else did you expect? Of course, from this publisher, from this developer, it's gonna be a pile of trash. Pathetic. Taking a look at the metascore itself from the actual, professional reviewers. Telegraph gave it a 40 out of 100, basically a 40%. I had more fun making my way up to bed in the dark after playing Thief than I did at any point during its benighted trudge across the city. Sorry, the big city, the city itself. Making my way up to the bed in the dark. That's pretty sad. You know, that's pretty pathetic. Thief is basically ruined for eternity now. I mean, there's no excuse, there's no way around it. I'm not even excited for a sequel of this stupid game. I mean, if you're excited at all, if you think there's going to be a Thief 2 and you're excited about that, what kind of an absolute idiot must you be to continuously fall for this crap? Metro Game Central gave it a 50. Series fans may view it as a disaster, but the problem is that Thief isn't even interesting enough to get angry about, despite the well-hewn stealth gameplay. It's not even interesting enough. I mean, sure, I can understand that. You know, Thief was kind of a niche market. You know, it's kind of like certain people that like the stealth and maybe that world, and then that's about it. PlayStation Lifestyle gave it a 55. Thief may be a throwback to the early days of stealth games, but this reboot really feels aged and dated. There is some fun to be had. You'll have to sit through a mess of problems to find it. Gave it a and GameSpot gave it a 60. Gave it a 60. The Thief franchise-inspired Dishonored waves the stealth flag far more confidently than the reboot does, than you know, this game, Thief. Garrett is not yet on his way out, but he's been shown the door. US Gamer gave it a 60. Thief will almost certainly frustrate fans of the older trilogy. It suffers shortcomings on a more objective level as well. It lacks a certain spark of inspiration. IGN gave it a 68. There's no reason to be playing a 68. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it, so... And that's pretty much it. I mean, this game is a pile of trash. Absolute fecal matter. Should I even get into, you know, the PC version and the 360 and the PS3 versions? The PC version got a 4.5 user score. 4.5. What a mad. PS3 got a 4.0, the PS3 port. Xbox 360 port got a... How much did the Xbox 360 version get? A 4.9. 4.9 for the 360. And the Xbox One, the X-Bone, got a 5.2. User score. So... Rest in peace, Thief. I mean, it's like trying to resurrect a dead horse, or, you know, a skeleton. I mean, it's kind of like bringing back something that's already finished anyway. So, this generation of gaming is so depressing that I gotta be honest. I might actually, I might stop gaming. I might quit gaming for good. This is way too sad. If you want a much better game, a much better experience than Thief, there's only one answer. And there's only one reason to be a gamer these days, and that's brand new COD later this year. Call of Duty 2014, and whatever they call it, whatever it's going to be called, whatever it is. They haven't announced a title yet. You know, they're working on a next gen, a brand new one. This might be the only reason for me to stick around gaming, is the brand new Call of Duty, because everything else has been a complete fail in the past 2-3 years. I mean, GTA 5 was a bust. Pokemon X and Y are piles of Pokemon garbage. The Wii U sucked completely. And then the PS4 and the Xbox One are getting garbage like Thief. I mean, COD is the only savior. That's it for this episode of Fanboy Reviews. And until next time, keep fanboying. Yeah!